Okay.
anymore. So we'll see.
Hey everybody. Uh how you doing? So sorry we're late. I was running late. I had a minor incident today. Um for those who know, I rent space to read tarot cards out of. And I went in and today one of my candles was broken in the room. There's stuff missing. Um it was not a good situation. So we were very upset. We just packed everything up and moved out today.
That's
So
awful.
sorry for being a little late. Let me plug my microphone in. But right? Okay.
So she might be grabbing dinner now. She might be walking the doggies, but I messaged her. It'll work out. If it's meant to be, it'll be. But we're here. It's been a crazy day
Yeah,
for all of us.
trying to fix this. It has been a crazy day. I'm trying to adjust this properly and I don't like what is happening. I got this new stand. Do you like it?
Well, I can't tell until it stops moving all over the place.
I know, right? Isn't it awesome?
Days, people, I gotta get seasick.
You are not kidding. Good enough. I'm not worried about it. Let's say hi to the people who have joined us. Uh-oh, vandalism. That's exactly what it was, Moira. And we had a little bell above the door, so when people came in, ching, 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 bell's gone. I was very upset. So, yeah, we're late because I had to take care of that. We have Maru. Hey, Maru. Moira. Kristen Louise, what's up? Yeah, people are just awful. These are the people who, the other day, didn't open the store for an hour. They were late opening the store, and one of my colleagues, D, had clients lined up. So it was a big messed up situation. They had to call the owners at home to have them come open the store. And when they got there, they started blasting Christian music.
Oh, geez, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Bobby, Moira's right. Your sound is a bit crackly. It's kind of
crackly.
It's crunch. Well, I'm calling it crunchy, but she's calling it wonky.
Oh no.
And so for people coming in, Alyson and I didn't think Bobby was going to show. I was on my way out. She took off to do dinner, walk the doggy, so hopefully she'll be able to join us.
Yeah, hopefully so. I apologize. It was unavoidable. This was a mess. On the good side, one of the girls went down and talked to another space. So we've got several options open to us.
When one door closes, another opens.
I know. Let's take that off of there. Yeah, I'm sorry I upset you and Alyson, but
well, we figured there might have been something came up, and so
yeah, this was not a good thing. I was talking to Chris this morning, Chris Butler, and I told him what happened, and his face hit the floor. He says, "Again?" Like, yes. For those who don't know, this is the same situation that happened to me last year. I'm starting to think it might just be me. Yeah.
Just people. It's time.
What's been going on with you?
Oh, what isn't going on with me? Drove around, did some more donations today, and I had a fall on Friday, but my hip is much better. Still a little sore, but we had better weather today. We had a heat wave. It was 45 degrees. I loved it.
That's a heat wave, huh? Is that what that is?
So yeah, but just working on some more cards, my painted cards, and got to talk to a lady today that I helped donate some artwork to. I'm figuring once I get over to Oregon and I get settled in and established and and start going around and meeting the different agencies. I'm going to see if I can do my own some sort of like not art therapy, but okay, she's if you heard that she says okay, so she might be coming on. So I'm thinking about, even though I don't have an art therapy degree, I think I do want to uh, start working with especially women. Sorry about that. Let me turn that off.
You
Women
do
who
you,
are
boo boo.
mental health, trauma, domestic violence, sexual abuse, because a lot of people know that's part of my history and who I am. So just being able to reach out and maybe help some kids, help some women. Not saying that men don't need help; they might eventually, but just maybe working with some shelters with women and stuff and whatnot, and just kind of seeing, how things work out. But the lady that I donated the artwork to and the supplies, she works with disabled adults, and I don't even really like saying disabled. Neither does she, but she works with people that have physical,
Do
mental,
you know,
challenges.
it's interesting you say that because I am disabled. Um, I think other people have more of a problem with it than I do, saying the words.
Hmm.
Allison's here. Hi, Annie Bunny.
Hello. There we go.
Oh, I killed you. There you are. Okay. So, Allison, this is what happened. Check it out.
I don't want to hear anything bad if it's bad. Just keep it moving.
It's not awful.
I don't want to hear anything bad.
It's annoying. The place I'm working out of, I went
And your
in
sound
today.
is still wonky too, Bobby. You're still wonky.
I don't.
Just
Crunchy. Crunchy. I don't know about that. Okay, so that's as good as it can get. Crunch away. Allison, the
Let
shop.
me say one thing. Do you have like an attached microphone?
Yeah.
Can you like just can you pull it away from you a little bit? Because I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm wrong. No.
No.
That was my only suggestion. Okay. Go ahead.
My headsets are dead. Otherwise, I'd use those. The shop that I read tarot cards out of, I went in today. One of my glass candles was broken. The thing across the door was missing. There had obviously been people in there going through our stuff. So we packed up and left today.
Oh my goodness. That is a bad thing, but I understand you explaining. My goodness, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we just packed up and got out of there so we don't have to go back. Sounds like I'm on Apollo 13.
Yeah. Apollo 13 mission. Houston, we have a problem. No, we don't. Okay.
Well, we'll just use this. There we go. We don't need no stinking microphone.
That sounds better.
So much better.
Yep.
Because I'm awesome.
Just fine. Yep.
You sound you sound great now.
Yep.
Because I'm fantastic. Yeah, so there was that. It gave me a headache because I'm thinking, why? Why are people like this? Why? What? And
like I said,
one
closes, another one opens.
Doors twisted.
Open cargo bay doors. Yeah.
Yeah, so
hi Beth.
And we've already started looking for a new place, so I'm not too worried about that. But that's where I'm at. So, and I was feeling so good about myself too, because I got a new tarot deck that I'm going to do a video on tonight.
Oh, which one is that?
Tarot Mucha.
Oh, Mucha. Oh, I love his
Somebody
work.
gave me the mini of it, and I really liked it. So I went ahead and bought the big one.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Alfonso Mucha was such an incredible artist back in the day. Oh my
God.
Mucha?
It looked like Mucha to me. They're the ones.
I'm just wondering if I've seen it.
Like this. This is the Page of Pentacles. And the box has this gorgeous woman on the cover. There it is.
That
I'm
looks
gonna
a
get
little
that deck one
familiar.
day. Hmm.
Or I've seen the painting, one or the other.
Yeah, he was a famous painter back in the day.
Well, I don't know any of his work, but tarot, I'm all in.
See, when it comes
Tarot.
to famous artists, or that's how they're chick.
And Alyson, how was your day?
It was good. It was busy. I had a couple-hour training thing I had to do at work, and then
We played Scrabble on the phone together.
we played a game online that I
Scrabble.
introduced Heather to today, and I got sidetracked and spent too much time on that. But I did some things at home,
You never spend too much
and
time.
then had to. I work a split shift with my job, so yeah, it was a full day. It usually is. And we had beautiful weather today. Gorgeous. The sun is out. It went up to, I'm in Michigan. It went up to 52 degrees. It feels like full on springtime. And the sun's actually out. In Michigan, we don't get a lot of sunshine. So all the snow is melting. There's like flooding in a lot of areas, or well, very, very wet, wet, wet ground all over the place. Cause literally it's been this way 2 days in a row. So and we had a lot of snow on the ground. So it's kind of weird. There's just all the grass and everything is just super, super saturated. There's mud everywhere, but the sun's shining and it's 52
And that's what
degrees.
matters. Oh, I wish it was 52 here.
It's lovely. Yeah, really nice. The dogs are happy.
I was gonna say.
I think this year I'm going to focus on my body a little more. I might join a gym. We'll see. I've always wanted to do one of those things where you mark your progress with videos, and you start off with your belly
Yeah.
all hanging everywhere.
Yep.
I'll do that. It's -7. Aspasia rising. Last Tuesday it was -7. Today it was
Yeah.
64. Oh, that's a jump.
It's supposed to cool down.
I know,
a bit,
so
too.
crazy, right? Like we were in single digits and then now this. And did you guys know that North Dakota got down to -30 last
That's
Wednesday? -30.
New.
That's
Yep.
cold.
And that's not the wind chill. It was literally -30.
Mm-mm.
I remember
What's
about
worse than
10
that
years
is when
ago.
it's cold and wet. That's the worst.
Yeah, it gets into your bones. But we had that polar vortex about 10 years ago, and it was brutal that whole winter with minus, below, 25, 30 at one time. I'm surprised our hot water tank and heater held up for that. So last Thursday was -17. Ooh, Beth, I keep forgetting where you're at. I know you're in the States.
-17. How do you breathe?
You don't. When it gets that cold, it literally will it dries up the air in your lungs. All the moisture in your nose freezes. It hurts your skin. I mean, you can get frostbite so quickly. You're not even supposed to go outside without really proper coverage, and you're in and out. And it's yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't mess with it. Not for any real amount of time. I mean, you can bolt out to your car and start. I don't know why people go anywhere when it's that cold. It's like
When
you
I was
don't need to go
15
anywhere.
years old, I moved to New Orleans, Louisiana for a little while. And I thought southern states, really warm, no problem. Problem is that it is near the swamp, so it is very humid. And then when you get
yes,
cold, during wintertime, you get the wind and the cold.
yeah.
Like I remember being out for a Mardi Gras parade at night, St. Patrick's Parade, maybe it was. I don't remember, but it was so cold and the wind was coming through and it was like razor blades.
Yep. That's
like,
when you have to wear several layers before going out.
Oh, your dog's going to get frostbitten in 15 minutes. Who leaves their dogs outside during that?
A lot of cruel people, but
Kristen says, I hate winter. Yuck. I don't hate winter. I actually love it more than the other seasons except fall because that's when they play Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards how Kristen feels. It's temporary. I won't always feel this way because, like, when I lived in California and Florida, I romanticized winter because I grew up in Michigan.
Mhm.
And but the reality is, it's bullshit. I mean, it's winter for 6 months here, for real. And people that go, no, it's not really, they're full of crap. Yes, it is. It starts like right before December and it's like this well into April. So it's yeah.
Yeah. And
So
Kristen, I
about
agree. Spring and fall. Yep.
space, yeah, about your dog going outside. I get that. And here in Arizona, where I'm at, it actually snows during winter time sometimes because we're so
Crazy.
high.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Flagstaff. We got hit quite a few years when I was there with a lot of heavy snow. It's beautiful to see the snow up in the mountains in
It
Flagstaff.
problem is I've got 5 little dogs, so when it snows, they can't really go pee pee. So I have to be out there moving the snow all around, shoveling it for the
I
backyard.
do.
Mine don't. They're like, "What the
Yeah.
hell is that?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, your dog, yeah. Yeah. I guess yeah. They don't, well, one of mine doesn't really likes it. I have a snow dog. I mean, he's very small, but my Chihuahua, she doesn't like it. But it's like, well, you gotta go outside. I don't tell you.
You can't do it in here.
I mean,
That's why
she'll go out. She's fine with it. She just doesn't want to hang out. She goes out, she does her pee, she does her poop, whatever, and she comes back in. She ditches a lot of the walks in the winter. She did walk today and yesterday because it was so pretty out. But Scout, I have he's like a American Eskimo mix, we think, whatever. He doesn't even weigh 20 pounds. He loves the snow. He's all about it.
Mm-mm.
And
He's
hello,
got a ton
Black
of fur.
Dog. Welcome, welcome.
Mine hate it. They hate it. They don't like the
My
rain.
Piper loved it.
But they're indoor dogs, and I've spoiled them their whole lives. So now I've got a bunch of spoiled little pansy dogs who
So they
are
don't get
afraid.
walked?
No, we play in the backyard.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna walk down the street in this heat. Are you kidding?
Yeah. No, in Arizona, no, I know. We would go at night. Because I used to spend a lot of time there when I was married.
I
We had property there. And we would
thought
have to
about
go in the evening when it cools off. I get it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought about that, but we do have coyotes and critters out here. So
Yes, you got to watch out. And with the owls and stuff, they can
Yeah,
come
we had
in
to
and
walk
pick
them
up
right next to
the
us.
chihuahuas and stuff, the small dogs. So you got to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, but they're not going to attack you when you're walking your dog. I mean,
my
it could
husband had
happen.
a kitten
It could
taken out of his
happen
hand.
depending on where you are. Where we live, that wasn't going to happen. We lived in a neighborhood. But
When
yeah.
my husband was a little kid, he was holding a kitten, and an owl came and took it out of his hands. So
Weird shit can happen. Yes.
oh yeah,
Anywhere.
on the
Yeah.
average, it probably won't.
That's a
But
story for the history books. That's crazy.
right. I was like,
Yeah.
of course it did. Why wouldn't it? It's you.
we had a chihuahua at the animal shelter that I worked at briefly in Flagstaff that needed surgery because an owl had, it was either, I can't remember, they said it was an owl, but it was one of the wild birds out there, just went and grabbed it. They didn't know who, the dog ended up belonging to. It was found, and I can't remember the exact story, but I know that it was a wild bird that got a hold of it, and it lost
No,
sight of
I
its
don't want to
eye.
hear this. That's horrible.
Well,
Oh,
okay,
oh,
so Tarot
oh,
talks. Let's talk
oh.
tarot.
I hate hearing about animals hurt and injured.
I know, me too.
I just,
But we found a new home for him, and he was wonderful. So he was happy. He had a happy
yeah.
ending. Yeah.
So I have questions. What is your thoughts on using different types of decks for different spreads?
Oh, see, I'm not much of a spread girl.
I am. What do you mean, Bobby?
Like if I'm doing a spread for just a general reading, I might use the Rider-Waite-Smith. If I'm doing an ancestor reading, I'll use the Day of the Dead deck.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
right. Yeah.
Oh, it says
Yeah.
spreads. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
According to
I know
what
that.
type of,
yeah.
yes, I agree. I don't
Like
do a lot of what you're talking about, but I have done both of those types. And yes, I did go through and see what I had that would be more themed to the type
Mhm.
of reading that I'm doing. Yeah.
The reason I bring
Personally, I love the Rider Waite with just about anything.
yeah,
But yeah.
I mean, I
the
mean,
reason I bring
if I
this
need
up
a
is
certain,
because I got a new polish rack holder to go with my existing polish rack holder. So now I've got 2 racks of tarot cards sitting next to me. And I've been going through trying to decide which decks to put in there. And I can't decide.
so when the question that you had for Alyson and I, it was more of what kind of decks do you use for certain types of questions, or were you specifically looking at different
Yeah, I'm
types of
just
spreads?
curious as to the different types of decks everybody uses for different types of
Oh,
things.
because I've been playing around with the Celtic Cross more now, or if I have a certain question um, in mind, I'll go like on Pinterest, or I'll look at one of the books to see if any of the spreads that were provided by the authors or in any of my books might
Closing the
fit my
window.
need. Most of the time when I do my readings, I do recent. I do 3 cards: recent, past, present, and then I do an underneath for overall energy. But yeah, I've got decks. And sometimes it's the people too, and not necessarily the subject that I'm reading for. Certain types of tarot decks will, resonate with, a certain person's energy and not necessarily the type of reading, that we're doing. And I'll choose a deck that way. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I was doing a radio interview last night, and that's what started the whole ball rolling. Because he says, "Why do you have so many decks?" You know, well, that's a long ass story. And even among other tarot card readers, I use way more decks during spreads and readings a session than any reader I know. I'll use 4 to 5 decks during a single session. One of those is definitely an oracle deck, so 4 different tarot decks. There was a question about the political climate now. Oh, Black Belt. Because of the political climate right now, have any of you felt more called to use specific decks or spreads? Nope.
Nope. I don't pay attention to politics. No, I have nothing to do with politics.
I'm very much involved in politics. I do keep it off of my channel. Not because I shy away from talking about politics, but just because it tends to bring the mood down. Yeah.
It does.
People tend to want to get away from that escapism.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to escape to somewhere and have your problems facing you there?
Yeah, no, thank you.
I wanted to comment on something you just said about using the multiple decks. I don't typically do that, but I have done that. I've done it a few different times. I know like when I did some and I never thought that I would, but when I done some true crime readings and that kind of thing, I'll have like 3 or 4 different decks out because I want a full deck. And then I'll do this, and then I want to get into clarifiers and I grab a fresh deck and because I want a full deck. I want all the cards. And also, that is one where I absolutely would go to some of the darker decks that I have, not necessarily such a neutral Rider Waite deck.
Mm-hmm.
I have one deck sitting in my rack here that I've never used. And I'm waiting for something to call me to it. Because if it doesn't get used this month, I'm probably just going to give it away. It's a mini deck. I don't even know the name of it, but it's very gothic with yeah.
Oh.
You know this deck?
That's
I
interesting.
think little decks are so cute, but I can't use them. I've got several myself, and I thought I was going to love them in the beginning, and I do love them, but I don't really use them.
See, look at this cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
It's very gothic.
Yep,
And I
sure
haven't
is.
had a chance to use it. I wish somebody would ask for a gothic deck.
No,
But
for me,
honestly, everybody always, I let people choose out of the racks which one calls to you. and almost always they'll get either the Healing Light Tarot or this one, the Vivid Tarot, the Rider-Waite Vivid Edition.
Mhm.
Mm,
And I had this one trimmed.
brilliant.
Now it looks like a mini deck.
Yeah, depending on the reading, sometimes I'll pull like I know pairing has been very popular. Well, was gaining momentum and popularity at the end of last year. And two decks that absolutely pair beautifully together. And then I'll add a Lenormand sometimes to them as well, but is the Theodore and the Magical Botanical. The artwork to me, color wise and whatnot, is similar, and they just pair really beautifully. And I know that layered readings are becoming popular too. I know Ange, Elizabeth, and Karen, incorporate charms and things in with them as well. So for me, I'm not into quite charms. I tried pulling some of those recently, but they just don't quite feel like a part of my reading yet. But I do
I have
like
a
the
small
Lenormand.
bag, but it's only got 9 stones in it. This is my trinket. I use it in that way. So somebody had asked about the Fenestra deck. Is that this one?
Ooh.
I don't know, but I like the backs.
Yeah, so
The
do
backs are
I.
awesome.
Show a
It's
couple
the-
cards, Bobby.
Okay. Oh, not you!
Avert thy gaze.
Get out of my face. Vicky, yes, that's it. Okay. I love this deck, Vicky. Thank you for asking about it. I use it all the time. It's in my working rack. Here is the Magician.
Ooh.
The hand in the way. Okay. And then what do we got here? Strength card. It's very 30s. It's got that Art Deco vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
It does. I love Art
Like
Deco.
the
Keep
Mukas.
going though. I'd love to see a couple more.
Okay.
The strength is really cool. 3 of
We got that.
swords. Oh, 4 of
Four
swords.
swords.
Mhm.
I love the backs. The backs are gorgeous.
Yeah, the
The
backs are
Hangman
really
is
pretty.
probably one of my favorite cards.
Yeah,
The
those are
back,
cool.
the
Uh-huh.
back of the cards is actually why I bought this deck. It's gorgeous, and it
I
looks
don't like a
cool.
lot of decks, to be perfectly honest. I not surprising it's me, but it's like I just don't. But yeah, those are nice. I see so many cards that people use, and I would never say anything like to somebody actually using it. And I just there's a lot of decks out there. It's like I just
There's way so. I mean,
there's
Yeah.
so many decks out there. It's crazy, but
Yeah.
you see a lot of the same ones being used, and there's many of them. I just don't. And who cares? It's just my opinion. I'm just saying. I just see many.
we
I
all
just don't.
resonate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just like, yeah, it's just, yeah, yep.
I started
There's
giving away
several you
my
see
decks
a lot.
recently.
What's that?
That I recently started giving away a lot of decks.
Yeah,
Um,
I am willing. I just don't have anybody to. I mean, I don't have a lot because I've always been very selective, but I have managed, like all of us,
Mhm.
to get a few that I just no. Thought
Now
the
there's
last
so.
a really
Nope, didn't work. You're not
a
my
really
deck.
cool deck that you can get. I think it's still available through Barnes and Noble. It's $25. You get the thick book. It's on my shelf, but it's by Tina Gone, and I love the style. It's got this basic flat palette,
Oh, I
um,
remember when that. Yep, they had that.
and I love the backings. I love that jewel like quality. And to me, and now this deck here, if I can find it, it has my favorite death card. And I just sometimes I love the simplicity, of colors. Again, we all have our, different tastes. Where is that favorite death card of mine?
So
And
it's the skull.
if you go
Yeah.
to their regular website, the regular decks are like $55 a piece. So to be able to get this version with the borders, watch, it's going to be at the very near the very top, isn't it? After me going through all of this, and this just recently came back out into my rotation. There we go. I absolutely love this. It is an absolutely beautiful death card. I
it's
absolutely love it. The colors, the flowers, everything. I just love it. I love the design
beautiful.
quality. And so, but yeah, it's a very nice deck for people who don't want a lot of busyness. The forms are all simple. The design is simple, but yet still beautiful colors, beautiful palette, and I like the way it's laid out. There's not too many cards that I don't like in this deck. So yeah, that's to me, I don't know if this would necessarily be a good starter deck, but it does come with a good book if you get it through Barnes and Noble. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share that one. That's one of the ones because most of my decks are all packed away now, ready for the move. So,
Moira says, I watched someone online in love with a new deck, unaware that it was a total knockoff. Thought I should tell her, but didn't want to burst her bubble. It's probably for the best, love.
It's too bad.
It is, and if somebody already has it, but I guess one reason to let them know would be if you even would remember, but you just tell them later and just let them know that later and and then it's up to them and hopefully they just decide to not purchase more.
Hey, Bobby, I'm still in the hot seat.
You're still in the hot seat? You don't like me in the hot seat?
Not when I'm not.
You sexy moves. Come on, let's examine Heather closely.
No.
Hi,
Jen.
I can't think. I've been trying to think of a deck that has my favorite death card, but it's probably going to be the True Black deck.
That's a gorgeous deck.
The death card in that is just a man standing there with like a hooded thing going down his back, like a wimple. And it has the I Ching on the wall behind him. It's very cool. I like it.
Yeah, I went to go look at the black tarot and then the white, and both are like $80 a piece. So, I was like,
that's with the discount.
That's with the discount? Wow. But
with
they are nice.
I paid about that much for mine. It started out at 100, and then you get coupons and stuff.
Heather, a minute ago you lifted up something from your Fyodor deck.
Yeah, I was just showing
Was it the book? Were you showing the book?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say that was the book, right? I just want to make sure that you had the same packaging as me. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, this deck was an Alyson made me do a deck. I really, I kept seeing her use
Blame it on Alyson.
Yeah,
it really grew on me because
it's one of it. I almost want to say it is my favorite. It's definitely one of the top few.
And the Hush Tarot too.
I'll always use the Fyodor. Yeah, and I love the Hush as well.
I love this deck. The Belladonna card is my favorite. Her artwork is so exquisite. I love what she writes about. I mean, the book is nice and thick. It talks a lot about the flowers and the art. I mean, it's just, yeah. Right now, if I were, we're told that you only have a few minutes to grab, your tarot deck and, or a couple, 2 or 3, what would you grab? And I would go right for my Fyodor, for my Magical Botanical, and
yeah, I don't know. It depends on the day.
Norman.
This is one of my favorite strength cards.
Oh, they used a snake?
There's a snake and a naked girl. And what's she holding? Some dried flowers?
No, arrows.
Arrows.
Okay. Well, that's different.
In one hand, arrows in the other. I love this card because it reminds me of Lilith when it comes up. And it adds a special something to it. I was looking for the death card to show everybody.
It's interesting that you show that because I had a dream last night and somebody was presenting themselves as something. When I got closer to look at them, they had the snake wrapped around their neck. And I remember going, and backing out going, wait a minute, so it was interesting. Almost kind of like a prophetic dream.
Do you know what it means? Have you given
I don't like snakes. I'm terrified of them. But
why do you say prophetic?
It just seems like it was almost kind of letting me know that beware that somebody that or may come into my life may not be kind of like the snake in the grass kind of thing, because I mentally associate snakes with, with fear and stuff and whatnot. To see, them and think, they were okay. And then to get up closer, and then saw that they had this thing, made me, jump back. So for me, it feels like it might be a little prophetic, possibly.
That's fine. I thought prophetic dream was when you have a dream that is like a premonition.
Okay.
Premonition. Yeah.
Could be just like a heads up dream then, but to me
Yeah,
it's
heads
kind
up.
of like,
I get what you're saying, Heather. That is a prophetic dream when it gives you a heads up like that.
I mean, it just could be, maybe it could represent somebody it was a woman, and who knows, maybe the snake was supposed to be a person that helps me overcome the fear, or just might have been, but when I saw it, it wasn't a good feeling, it was a bad feeling. So
See, snakes for me is about
Oh, I'm too big.
like it was around her neck, and it's your dream, so yeah, it's gonna be. But like to me, and I don't like snakes either. Let's like Heather and I have talked about this. Bobby's like the only animal that I'm not down with snakes. I would never hurt a snake, and I would help a snake if it need help and all that kind of stuff and whatever. But I'm not trying to have one. But like snakes to me can absolutely be this is not a big surprise, like healing. So like maybe that was somebody needing something, or maybe they're not able to speak out, or they have something to say and they can't, or anytime there's anything wrapped around the neck, for me that's a choking, not being able to say something, holding back, that kind of thing. And I'm not a big symbolism person at all, but I do see the symbolism when I'm shown something. You're like, okay, what do you see? It's like, wow. Yeah.
I had snakes growing up. They were, my favorite snake was a ball python named Jezebel.
Yeah.
And,
I had a boyfriend that had one, a ball python.
I used to take her everywhere with me, but I moved into a place I couldn't have pets, so I had to give her a new home. Oh, I was going to show you. Check this out.
I do like lizards, though.
Yeah, lizards are
and iguanas, and yeah, iguanas are actually really cool.
That.
Oh, that's the death card? No, that's the
hermit.
hermit.
That's the sexiest ass hermit card I've ever seen. And then the death card is this one.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. It's
I
just,
like how they made the cards. They're very unique. I like that.
I've been tearing into the Thoth Tarot deck symbology this month, and oh my god, it's so deep.
Yeah,
so deep. I've only managed to get through 4 cards. That's how complicated that is. Ramon!
Uh-oh, trouble's here.
Right. So Ramon is having me on his channel next week on In Orbit. I can't remember either one thing. But go to his channel, subscribe, and hit the notifications button. When we go live, are you guys getting the notifications now?
I did.
I don't have notifications on anymore because it drove me nuts. I don't get any notifications. But I don't do a lot of YouTube anymore. I just don't. I'm not the right person to ask. My life just looks a lot different than it used to. I don't have a lot of time I do have time, but I'll go back and I'll go to whoever's channel and be like, what have they posted? Just kind of see what grabs me and watch. I do catch some of Heather's lives.
I suppose, yeah. A lot of people have feelings about the Thoth deck. Some people love it, swear by it. Some people like it. Some people hate it.
It's on my bucket list. I do want to learn it someday.
The whole deck
so
is
interesting.
About, the blueprint of reality. It's a very deep deck.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've read a little bit about it. I don't have one. I've never played with one, but I checked out a book from the library and I watched a couple videos. I was just intrigued. I'm like, what's this all about?
That was my
very
first
cool.
deck I ever had was the Thoth deck, and then when I found out about Crowley, I threw it out. I didn't want but I might get it again. someday.
Yeah, he was
know.
the wickedest man in the world, and he was a hedonist, but he was also a spy for the Allied forces, so he had his good points. He was a misogynistic ass, and I'm not going to defend him in any way, shape, or form, but he did come up with a pretty cool deck.
And what was really cool too is Tom Early Ritual sent me a picture because he knows how much I like Lady Frida Harris's artwork, and he knows my story about Behind the High Priestess and how that card is my favorite and the personal story behind it. And there's a show right now going in London on displaying of ancient tarot cards, and they
Yeah,
actually have some of Lady Frida Harris's original watercolors
Chris was telling me
on
about that.
display.
Yeah.
And with the Theodore, there was a couple of cards that I absolutely fell in love with. Seeing that we were sharing cards, I love the Three of Swords. That to me is just absolutely beautiful. I love the artwork. I love the illustrative, which is very similar to the illustrative and minimalist color, to the magical botanical. But I love the Three of Hearts. The Page of Cups. I mean, come on, she's an artist. She's got a palette in her hand. She's got her paintbrushes on her hip. That's the Heather card right there. And the Hanged Man, Saint Sebastian. They reminded me of Saint Sebastian from being raised Catholic. I absolutely love that. And the Strength card, the Black Wolf. Woohoo! Yes, yes,
Yeah, like
yes. And the tower. Oh my goodness, the tower. Those waves hitting. I mean, that's total sense of energy and movement and destruction.
yeah,
The Empress, how she took her heart out, and yet the hole where her heart was is all bejeweled. I think that's just beautiful. And the Moon card. The Moon card gets such a bad rap. I love the Moon card. I love that face on that moon. I love the Black Wolf, the little owl. So yeah, those were the some of my favorite cards from the Theodore. Their Hermit. I love that their Hermit's a female too in this one with her lamp. So yeah.
yeah. I love decks that have they switch the sex around.
Mm-hmm. And the High Priestess is pretty cool too. That's the High Priestess from the Theodore. And the Death card. It's like the girl is just kind of giving Death a kiss on the, well, almost trying to give a kiss on the mouth. It's just like the kiss of death.
Oh
So I
yeah,
absolutely love that. And until Alyson comes, we can look at the beautiful plants. My mom had a green thumb, and every place that we lived, even as a child growing up, every room was
Sorry,
just
my
covered
dogs.
in plants. She had spider plants, she had jade,
oh,
she
I
had
love
snake plants. She could take a little snippet or something like that big, put it in water, and was able to nurture it and grow it into a full plant. It was just, yeah, she
Yeah.
had the total green thumb. Not
I've got
me.
about 10 babies going right now.
Oh.
It sounds really impressive. It looks really impressive, but honestly, if you know what you're doing, it's not that big of a deal. It's really not.
Yeah, I kill plants, so
You
I
don't kill
admire.
plants, you just don't pay attention to them.
I know
no,
I
she
kill
kills them.
mint. I was doing
Filing
really
squad.
good one year with a plant, and all of a sudden, boom! It just up and died on me, and I'm like, I didn't do anything different. What happened?
Right, but
So,
that's part of it. And that's not to take away from you. I'm just saying, like, it's like a lot of different things. If you really have an interest in it, you'll do a little bit, not a ton, a little bit of research, and you'll learn about your different plants, what they all need different things. I mean, a lot of them need the same thing. And if you do it, they're fine. So, I have that deck.
I know you do. That's why I'm
I
thinking.
love that deck. I don't know why I don't get it out more because I really do like it. I think I wish, you know what it is, Bobby? I wish that and this is just me, I wish that the cardstock was a little more flexy. It's
Yeah,
nice cardstock. It's just a little, it's not thick. I mean, it's a tiny bit thick, but it's just kind of
it's
it's a
like that
little
foamy.
rigid. It's a little, I just like it to have a little more flex, but the artwork is gorgeous. I love the backs. I love how that they did the sides in black, like the whole thing
Yeah.
is it's black, black, black with more black, and it has white
so
ink.
which deck is that?
This is the
Skeleton.
skeleton tarot.
The what?
The skeleton tarot. Hold on.
Oh, the skeleton tarot.
It really is beautiful.
See.
Yeah, and that black gilding is cool. Ramon probably has that too with his
And it's
skeletons.
matte.
Yeah, and Ramon, I believe
Oh, look at the backs. Those are
They're
beautiful.
gorgeous. They're
they're
gorgeous.
fantastical.
You know,
And
I'm gonna
see
go
the
grab
side of
mine.
the deck
I'll be
is
right
on
back.
one.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go grab mine.
Got me wanting it.
I got all excited when I
I
was
wish I would pull out my other
watching
tarot
you guys
decks, but I
when
got them packed
Alyson
away.
was using this deck.
Yeah. It was so cool too when we had Sasha Graham on to talk about Tarot of the Haunted House, and we were letting her know about how Jackie and I used it for our true crimes, and how we actually pulled the hangman, which in her deck is a skeleton in a closet. And when we had done a reading, we had found out that her neighbor, the house, the wife went missing, and they couldn't find her, and they always suspected the husband. And then the neighbors one day found, when they were doing plumbing work in their house, they were finding human bones coming through the plumbing. And so, but what I saying was cool about is that we had pulled, or at least I had pulled the hanged man, and what actually happened was he put her in the wall. There were bones, a skeleton in the wall, and that's what the card was that came out during the reading for her. And so it's really interesting how certain images will relate to certain types of reads, or so yeah, that's one of my favorite hangman is the what's that?
Moon. I love this book.
Yeah. That's hold on.
Hey, I was gonna say, here we go.
There you go.
I want to see that.
That's sexy. I love that.
It is. It
See, and
really
when
is.
this is one of those decks that when I opened it, and I videotaped it, I did an unboxing video. As I'm opening it, I could feel my cousin.
Oh wow, I like the
I
bone border. The borders.
Why
made out
is
of
this
bones.
not clear? Do I need more light? Maybe I need more light.
don't know.
I like a deck with animal bones. I'm more connected to animal bones than I am human bones. Like a Georgia O'Keeffe kind of deck.
Anyways, I love this deck, and it's actually it's making me feel guilty right now. Because I haven't pulled it out in a while. And my man got it for me. And
He's a keeper.
it slides really nice, like it side shuffles really nice. I mean, my thumb is really bothering me right now, so I'm not really pulling cards, but it slides really, really nice. It's just it's too it doesn't have it. I don't have very big hands, right? And I want to be able to bend it a lot nicer. And it's like the individual, and they're not thick, chunky cards. They just, I don't know. I just can't, I have to side shuffle it. And that's probably what I'm going to have to start doing anyways, because my thumb, I'm just going to have to let bridge shuffling go for the most part. So I need to just get over it and use this deck more, because it really is cool. Look at this 10 of Wands.
Oh wow.
It's so dope. I love this deck.
This is one of my favorite decks of all.
It is. And look at the Fool. This Jester.
I don't know why
And
I
I
don't
love
use
Alyson
it
going old school. This is so dope.
It really is. It really, really is.
When I used to say that, my mom would be like, oh, "You're smoking dope." I'm like, "No, that's not what it means."
You know, I got fired from a job one time for saying bling.
Oh wow, that's cool. Really?
Yeah, we saw. Oh, look at her. She's just dripping in bling. I got fired because the lady
Dripping in bling?
the lady was in her late 70s. This is like 25 years ago.
That's
And
just wearing a lot of diamonds and gold.
Yeah.
we tried to explain that to her, but she didn't want. I believe she just didn't want me working there.
So they found any way of, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it somehow taken as derogatory?
She was saying she thought we were being derogatory to this girl. Even the girl was like, "No, that just means shiny, shiny." Yeah.
Yeah.
Bling bling.
My boy here, Harrison, is here. Hi, and Mechanicus Memo. So Harrison, now that you're here, I can tell you I moved out of Manny's completely, so lessons will be here at the house.
Hey, Bob, you want to put it on the big screen? I want
Yeah,
to share some
I'm
cards with you
working
and
on it.
Allison. Check this
Yeah.
out.
I always
The
forget.
Calla Lily. Check it out.
Hold on.
At the skull. I love this deck.
What is that, Heather?
Yeah.
Oh, this is my magical botanical deck.
Oh, okay.
I
I like that card.
Show me some more
That
cards.
card
Show
is
me some more.
beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, so that's Calla Lily.
That's Calla Lily
Bloom.
and Bobby.
I don't
Your
remember that deck
Kabbalah.
looking like that.
Your Kabbalah.
It's got a tree of life on it?
Yeah.
Oh, darn it. Now I got to get this deck.
Let's see. Dandelion has a lion's head.
Yeah, I like
dragon
the
in it.
artwork.
And these are the backs. Aren't they beautiful?
Yes, I like, yes.
There's no Heather. They didn't include Heather in this. Here's Vine. We got Bacchus.
That's not an Etsy deck, is it?
No, it's
No.
not. Nope.
How much is that?
I think it was. I think I paid $36.
Oh, that's more than what I'm gonna
But
spend.
it's more than what
It's
you want.
beautiful.
But if it goes on sale, we got
Yeah,
the
maybe.
Oak King. The Oak King. They have the Oak King in here.
Yeah, I
oak.
like that. But you know what? But so each one is a botanical, right?
Yep, Belladonna. To me, that's very high priestess right there. It's on
Yeah,
Amazon.
it definitely is.
Lavender. We have. Oh, here you go, Bobby. Bon. There's your Bon card.
It's not my bomb. It is my bomb.
Yep, cannabis. There's the cannabis
So
card.
here's the thing. Now that you mentioned that, next time I go live, it's actually going to be kind of a fundraiser thing because there's a deck I need to get that I can't justify spending. So I'm going to try.
Bobby,
I'm going to try to make
Help
it.
me buy this deck that I want.
Yes, I'm going to.
There's
I love that.
That's
It's
cool.
Latte.
Oh,
I really like
fantastic.
that. I just don't. I need to sit and look at the guidebook, I guess. And usually I hate guidebooks, but I would need a guidebook for that.
It's beautiful.
Think of it.
We talk about the plant medicine.
I remember I did like it. You did a live, and I did like it, and I was commenting on it. Then I completely forgot about it.
Dragon Tree.
Yeah,
So,
that's
it's
really
a beautiful
cool.
deck. It really is. Again, I
It's
wish she would have included Heather in here, but
open. Does you have your guidebook right there?
Yeah.
Can you show a couple pages? I'm just curious. It's
Sure.
probably more than what I'm, but the art is gorgeous.
So
I really like the cards.
So you get
Just to
a
any
beautiful
page.
large copy of page.
Yep.
Then they give
All the
you
symbols.
planetary.
Yep. Yep.
And then when you turn it over, they talk about the magical meaning. Then if you're interested in the plant spirit. And then if you do reversals, they'll have a little section for reversals. But then you also get, a affirmation to go with it. So even if you don't really necessarily read the cards, at least you still have the affirmation. So it's not really, that's not a lot, really. And
have you learned the cards really well yet?
I've just been so busy doing everything else, but I want to get a good highlighter and start highlighting passages and then start writing them and try to do little notes to keep to the side so that I'm not reading out of the book so much. But it's just a beautiful wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love the artwork.
And the artist, the illustrator, her name is Maxine Miller. And if you look her up, she also does statues. She does Celtic pagan statues. She does gods, goddesses. Her statuary is gorgeous too. So
what I want to know, are those mostly Hecatean plants? And I believe what she's referring to is there's something called Hecate's garden, where it's about 100 plants and herbs that are
well, let's see what we got in here. We have Angel's Trumpet. We got Belladonna.
Yeah, it's an oracle deck, bro.
Bleeding Heart, Calla Lily, Camellia, Cannabis, Dandelion, Dragon Tree, Fly Agaric, Hellebore, Hemlock, Henbane, Holly, Ivy, Lavender,
Yeah, that's kind of like Hecate's garden.
Love Lies Bleeding, Mandrake, Moonflower. I think You is what was her card there.
Yeah.
We've got Wolfsbane, we've got Yarrow, we've got Thorn Apple. So yeah, there's a. I just wish you would have included Heather. But oh well.
You guys didn't ask about which deck I'm trying to get.
Huh?
Which
You
deck
guys
are you
didn't
trying
ask.
to get?
What deck
I'm
are you trying to get,
surprised
Bobby?
that. It's one similar to one of Heather's. You know your ethereal deck, Heather?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
want a
ethereal.
Wonderland Tarot.
Isn't it cool how he made the Wonderland?
Yeah,
That's AI, but he did a really good job on it.
I'm
Oh,
getting
I
it
might
this
have
week.
seen that.
It's pretty cool. It's very dark. It's like
Mhm.
Wonderland on acid with switchblades.
Is it quite colorful or not colorful?
It's pretty much in the same color scheme as Heather's ethereal deck. Ethereal or ethereal?
Ethereal.
Ethereal.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar color scheme.
There's some like reds. I actually looked at one of the cards for as a palette guide for one of my cards I was painting, and there was like a matte gold, reds. There's some like a deep blue. There's black. There's white. I mean, these got some really cool cards. The only thing is that he does charge $55 for his decks, and I know that's but if you catch on a sale, you just never know.
I don't mind spending that much money for a deck that I'm going to use a lot. So that's why I could justify some of the decks I get. But my husband told me don't spend any more of my paycheck. And this is where it gets tricky. He
Yeah,
said,
and you're making money using
don't
your
spend your
card, so that's a
paycheck
little bit
on tarot
different.
cards. And I said, okay, I won't. So now I've got to make $50 on the side so that I could get this deck. I'm all about workarounds. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just never know. Make an Amazon wish list if it's on Amazon. Well, that's right. His deck isn't on Amazon. Metal cards out of brass. Ooh.
Maybe out of brass when I have the money and time, either like a sleeve or full.
That's cool.
That
Like
sounds
super
awesome.
thin. You could make
Something
like
like that.
cards out of a lot of different.
You can get the stamps
materials.
and you can like stamp the forms and shapes into the metal plates. That would be cool. I would go for it. I took regular blank white tarot cards that you can find cheap blank cards on Amazon, and I just got paint and I just started painting on them. So if you get the metal, you can even maybe use paint that's designed for cast iron, like how you have those sets that the kids get and they can paint their
Yeah.
yeah. You can get paint that's designed for metal, or you can get the stamps and just do like a mixed media on a stamp on a piece of metal using stamps and oil
Oh,
based.
who's leaving? Oh,
Bye,
a space is
Moira.
no, not Moira. A space is leaving.
Oh, Beth. Okay.
Beth is leaving. Okay, I keep forgetting her name. Moira was just saying bye bye.
Yeah. Like Kathy always tells me, think outside of the box. Just think of all the different things that you can do. So yeah.
So yeah, that's my workaround. He said I couldn't spend my money on it, so I need to get extra money. Not the first time I've done it.
Or you can do a show and do donations.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a show, and I'll be up front with everybody. I'm trying to raise money to get this deck my husband doesn't want me to have.
And it's the Wonderland one.
Yeah, love that deck. I
Yeah,
hope
this
it's
one's
not
cool.
crap though. One of those decks where you're so excited and you get it, and then you're like, meh.
Well, did you see if there was a flip through?
I did, and I fell in love with it even more. So
Oh, so you
Yeah.
did get okay.
Always
You did
watch
see it.
flip throughs.
Yep, I learned that the hard way.
Always. I've always
oh, I
watched.
saved myself from buying some crappy ass decks because of flip throughs.
Yeah, women who have wings or something like that is a tarot deck that one of my favorite artists, Jenna Della did with Annie. I think it was Angie Solon's. who did the witch oracle, woman in total control of herself. Um, the artwork looked gorgeous, and then I thank goodness I watched the flip through, because there were like 3 or 4 cards where I'm just kind of like, girl, what were you thinking? And just to end up to
Question.
not, vibing with me. So at some point, I'll probably get that, I'll get the deck, but I'm glad I watched the flip through first. The artwork's beautiful, but some of the, you know, I I want to, like, if I can, at least almost all 78 cards. I don't want to have to go like meh at,
When I was
five
talking to
is too
Mr.
many.
Butler this morning, um, he's working on a new deck. Yeah, for the past few months, he's been sending me cards to like check out as he finished
Ooh,
them. Right? I've been getting the upfront.
I've been wanting his tarot deck for some time.
Oh, I'm so
Boom.
excited to get his new deck. And I have all of his decks.
What?
I'm a huge fan. It's one that he's creating currently, Kristen. I don't think it has a name yet. And then he's also going to be coming out with the Stay and Path deck with Ken Payne. So he's got some good decks coming out. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah. You want to come up and say hi, and then the other one's coughing and congested. So that's the weather change. Yeah. But you want to come up and say hi.
My girls don't like to be held. They'll follow me around like a dog, but they won't let me pick them up and hold them.
My Chihuahua
does.
doesn't like to be held.
Yeah.
Neither did Lilu. She liked being pet and, like, snuggling up next to you, but to try to have her in your lap, she was like, nah, not having it.
Yeah, she doesn't like you to pick her up. When I first got her, which she was already 2 years old when I got her, she was better about it. But when I lived in when I was in California, where I was living, you could take your dog just about anywhere. And so I took her a lot, usually in like either a big purse or a tote bag, and I would just carry her, and she loved that. She'd just stick her head out and she was fine with it. And I guess for the longest time I thought she was okay with being held, but then I would pick her up like to just hold her, and she's like, no, no. Like she likes to be in the bag, but doesn't want to
Mhm.
be. So it's different to
Mm.
her. So
Oh,
yeah, the dog tarot.
I
Yeah.
love it.
that is cute. And I've been wanting to get the crow tarots on my list too.
Who was making fun of me the other day about the unboxing video I did? Oh, it was here in my town. One of my clients had watched the unboxing video. She says, I love when you were talking about, oh, look at how cute this card. Oh my God, look at it. Because I kept doing that through the whole video.
So Bobby, how's your academy coming along? Your website? We haven't really, or I mean, I haven't heard anything. I haven't been able to catch all your shows. Is there any sort of update to your
And he
tarot
keeps
academy?
saying we're going to go live, and then he keeps adding things to it. But I know he wants it to be perfect. At this point, I'm in a holding pattern. I mean, hold on.
Oh.
I'll send you the link so you could see.
Because I had a look of it
Rome.
a couple of months ago.
I think you have
And it
some of
looked really
Frankie's
good.
readers over at Manny's. Maybe they're already closed. Oh, that's something.
And another question to think about asking too, see, we're doing tarot talks, is what
Oh.
type of readings do you enjoy best? Which ones do you find that you have more of a connection to, more of a knack of? Do you prefer, doing readings to tap into loved ones on the other side? I know Allison's really good at doing the astrology, as well. And do you have a preference, Bobby? I know I don't like to do the politics. That one's off my.
Repeat the question for me.
What type of readings are your favorites?
Ancestor readings.
Ancestor.
To where evidentiary ancestor readings. Or I try to give somebody something tangible that they could relate to, like he liked to smoke Havana cigars. That type of thing, to where they know I'm actually getting a hit. I'm not just saying words.
How are I want to ask something. How do you do And then I'm sorry, you guys, I don't have a lot more time. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
You guys feel free to go on longer and all that. I wasn't even sure. I realized when we got on how long we were going to go. I knew it would be an hour, but Bobby, how do you do ancestor readings with the
When I
cards?
do ancestor readings, it's 70% psychic ability and only 30% the cards. The cards are only there to start you off and give you a hit.
Okay, so it's kind of like jumper cables.
Yeah, it gets you going.
Jumper
and
cables.
I instantly knew what you
There
meant.
we
Though.
go.
That's a
Jumper
great
cable
metaphor.
readings.
Right.
Because I was thinking like siphoning gas. It starts it off. That's the tarot cards.
Interesting.
It goes from there.
So do you do actually, how do I want to word that? I don't think you do, but maybe you do. But you tap it. Do you experience mediumship qualities in your life?
Yes, I
Okay.
don't.
Consider yourself a medium.
I don't consider myself a medium because it's not something I choose to.
But you get stuff sometimes.
Follow up on. But yes, I do get hits, and I do.
So do I. Yeah.
I do work with somebody to help focus and strengthen that, but it's not up at the forefront. It's
Right.
not something I put on my menu. My menu is general readings, all the basics with love, career. There are occasions when I do give people health warnings during a reading, although I'm not doing a health reading.
Right. If it comes up, it comes up.
Yeah, if I see something, I don't say you have health problems.
Right.
What I say is, have you been having any issues with this area, or has this happened? You ask questions,
Right.
Because I don't want to scare them. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say I'm seeing you have a serious problem with your heart or something. You know? What I'm going to tell them is, you may want to, over the coming months, pay attention to your health. Right? Don't let small things slide. And just try to empower people and prepare people.
Hi, Lexi. Sorry, I just want to say hi to luscious Lexi.
I love the idea of I don't know. At some point, I would love to, and I'm not making this about me, but I just said that's why I wanted to ask. It's like, because I probably all of us do to some degree. I do get stuff once in a while that I would call mediumship, but I'm not at all a medium. And I would love someday, like when I'm retired and I have more time to myself and whatever, to flex that muscle and pay attention to it and work with it and see what can be developed, because I find mediumship way more interesting than any of this stuff under the woo umbrella.
The woo?
Yeah.
People ask me, how do you strengthen your intuition for tarot? And I tell them, tarot is how you strengthen your intuition.
Yeah, I agree.
Is the
Yes. Yeah.
This is how you flex.
Yeah. And also when you read, the more you read and all of that and whatever, yeah.
Because I'm a lot better.
Because I don't dabble around with it much at all anymore, because I'm just so busy and whatever.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that my reading is pretty much where it was. Like if I stop, it just kind of stays where it is. And it's like the more you do it, the better it gets and all of that kind of stuff. But I love the idea that you do the whole, that's really cool that you use the tarot as the door opener.
It is.
I like to do more of those readings.
When it gets to that point, then I'm hearing my family.
Yeah, that's nice. So you can get readings for yourself?
No.
Oh,
I don't. I'm not I do not read for myself. I don't read for myself. I'll pull cards to get a general idea of the day, but I know
that's not a reading.
I know me. I will flavor the reading.
Yeah, same here. That's why I don't even try.
Yeah.
I actually did a reading for myself.
We read for each other. We don't read ourselves.
Right. You see what you want to see when you're reading for yourself.
So. I hate to say that.
I don't know. last month, January, I decided to pull some cards on something that had come up. And I'm like, okay, just get grounded, breathe, call your guides in. I made sure that my energy was calm. I wasn't focused on, and the outcome that I wanted. And I just asked my cards, and I think it was either my Theodore or my everyday tarot that I keep on me when I'm out and about because it's a small size. And I had asked a question, and I'm looking at the cards. I'm like, okay, one of the cards was, Six of Pentacles, charity, people helping you giving and you help other people. And there was a couple other cards, and I'm like, well, this feels good. I'm like, okay, I'll just remember that. And I think it was maybe not even a week later that I met or I got connected with the women at the Niagara Arts and Cultural Center who were willing to take my art supplies and in turn were willing to take my artwork and hold for me. And they're going to do like a fundraising to put money together to ship them to me so that I don't have to give them up or leave them behind or throw them out. And so I was worrying about at that point, how was I going to get these things from here when I can't afford, the movers. And the cards, were showing me Six of Pentacles. There was going to be some sort of charity, some beautiful, give and take. And because I had given, they were so thankful that they're willing to do this. So for me, that reading did come true. So I'm
Alyson,
trying
what's
to.
your last name?
Sutherland.
Then that's not you. Glad I didn't send it. Heather, I just sent you the website that as it is. So when you get a chance, check that out. Yeah, I was going to say something.
Via email or where? Because I didn't get something in my email.
No, not your email, just through Messenger.
Okay.
I just messaged you.
Okay.
That is amazing, Alexis. And Alexis, I've told you this before, but every time I see your picture, it just makes me smile. You have such a gorgeous smile.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
We
She's got
we
really
had a
nice
great
teeth
time
too.
she joined us, and Lexi
So,
did her first readings on Nancy and I show yesterday, and she did fabulous. And I think Lexi, you are 4 away from 100. So for your community tab, so if anybody's not familiar with Lexi, please let's help her get to 100 and get her community tab up and running for her. So just wanted to
yeah,
say that.
I'm already subscribed because you're awesome.
And Moira says she only reads for herself.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah. So
I would like to read for myself, but like Alyson said, I will flavor it.
Right.
I'd be
Like I
like,
can pull a card or
no.
two, but like to full pull a spread, do like a Celtic cross. There's just no way. No.
Here's the thing. I
Too many
won't do
cards,
it.
too many different ways to take it.
The last time I read cards for myself, and this is why I don't do it anymore, I spread the cards, looked at it, and said, well, that can't be right. And I picked them all up, and I went to shuffle again. And I realized, I can't do this for myself.
No.
Yeah, but the
No
way I
need to
said it, that
try.
can't be right.
I know
I even
enough
pulled,
people that read, and you do too. You just ask somebody else, but
Yeah. And
and I
somebody's
also pulled
always willing to do a trade with you.
and I also pulled cards to see whether or not I should trade my car in for something better for the trip. And I got an answer that would be too much of a burden and going over finances and stuff. Yeah, it was honest. It's like, yep, too much of a burden. And then when I went to go talk to the guys over at the Ford dealership, they said, yeah, we suggest you wait until you get over there. Your car will be paid off within a year and you'll be able to get probably a better deal, with the Ford dealers over there. So I'm starting to trust and just making sure that I'm grounded. There's no anxiety or fear in my question when I'm shuffling. And I just, tell myself we're being neutral. Guides keep me neutral and just help me read the cards clearly, for me that I need. And I've been getting, I'm getting better results. So
Julio. And Harrison says he's done mostly
Yep.
all readings for himself, all of them being verbal lashings. Haha. So I'm
Uh,
expecting to read it negatively.
See, well, I
That's
love
the
that name,
flip
Harrison. I think of Harrison Ford.
side. This dude is so
So,
full. And you know how I knew he was going to be the perfect um, student for me, the perfect apprentice, is because Harrison has the same thing going down his chin that I have right here. The way he wears his beard is, we both have the same thing. And I was like, dude, twinsies.
and Moira, yes, Lenormand is really good too because Lenormand, you just if you don't do the tableau and you just read, 5 to is you can choose anywhere between 3 to 5 to 9 card lines, and those individual images when you lay them out tells the story. So there are times when I will pull my Lenormand if I need just a 1 card clarifier to help me with something. I'll play around with the Lenormand, but Lenormand tells you a story too, so they can help you with questions, same types
Lenormand
of
will kick
questions.
you in the teeth. Tarot will caress your face, but Lenormand will kick you in the teeth. Um, when the grand tableau, that's what you said.
That's too much for my brain to handle.
Oh, I have a tarot spread that is similar to the grand tableau using the major arcana, and it's a complicated one. It's a big one.
No, thank you. I need to keep it simple for me.
And I have to get going, you guys.
Yep.
Well, we're about to wrap up anyway. We've been on for an hour, 15 hours,
okay.
16. So,
And
what do
it's
you guys
dinner
got coming
time.
up?
Well, I know Allison and I Friday will be at 8. Oh, Kristen Louise is joining Allison and I this Friday. So we're excited to have Kristen Louise joining us. Saturday, another lyrical live stream with Mr. Bobby.
That's me.
On
I'm
Angie's
going to
channel.
the lyricals.
Yep. And then I'm waiting to hear. Karen reached out to Lennon and to see if she's available for this Sunday for another poetry show. So right now, that's what I've got going on.
Alyson, you have anything coming? Oh, yes, you
I
do.
have pretty much abandoned my channel. I may come back at some point. I just haven't. I'm on with Heather every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Indigo Jaguar Intuitive Arts. We talk about various topics and pull cards and have great conversation and blah blah blah. No filter. And then
Blah, blah,
So,
blah.
what are you doing on March 3rd?
and then yes, you say, and then I'm on with Bobby, Story in the Cards,
That's gonna be good too.
on the 3rd. That's a Tuesday, right?
Yes, on
Yeah,
the
Story in the
3rd at
Cards.
4
Tuesday,
o'clock my time.
yeah, 4 o'clock Mountain Time,
Yeah.
6 o'clock Eastern. Isn't it 7 at that point for me? Maybe it is 6. I don't know.
I think it's 6 your time. It'll
6
be 4
o'clock.
my
Yeah.
time.
And that's about it. I'm super busy. I still love YouTube. My life just looks a lot different than it did a year or two ago, but I'm sure I'll never completely go away, and it'll look different. And I'm still planning to do a second channel. But it's just, no, I'm just too
Oh,
busy. I'm in a
with the wind.
relationship and I have 2 dogs that are getting
Hey,
old.
Gerald.
I work and I don't have a ton of time. So
I do miss her fire signs, water signs,
yeah,
astrology reads for
I
the week.
know
I do
they're
miss
so
those.
fun. They're so
They are.
fun. So,
That's
but I'll be
fun.
I
back at
can't
some
wait to
point.
get you behind the cards.
But
It's gonna be so much fun.
it'll be fun. It'll
Yes.
be fun. Like I said, I'm not really going away. I feel like all I do are the things that I just mentioned. I don't have enough downtime. So, but
I get
anyways, and on that note, I gotta go. Gotta take my dogs out, and
that.
I'm leaving.
Yeah. And I
So,
have coming up on March 2nd, I'll be with Jonathan doing readings. I think that's a Sunday. Jonathan Daly. And then on February 27th, I've got an episode of 420 Tarot coming up with my friend Joey Potts. And then on March 3rd, the beautiful Alyson will be behind the cards, and I'm going to grill her.
Yeah, bring it, Bobby, bring it.
All right, and I want to thank everybody again for joining us today. I love you all. You have kept me sane over the past year, and I appreciate it. So be sure you subscribe to all our channels and hit the notification button. Bye-bye.